Welcome back to another video. Today we are outside enjoying a nice fire. My son's playing on the trampoline, and I'm excited to talk about something in specific. And this is when you feel like life is really hard, when you feel a lot of suffering in your life, when you feel like you're just down in the dumps, when you feel like life is just constantly shitting on you and just like you can't really ever get ahead. We're going to talk about what to do and how to navigate that. How do you navigate the lows of life? So, I want to begin by sharing that for a lot of my life, what I tried to do was always stay high and always stay positive. Like, that was something that, like, I just naturally tried to do. It's like I would meditate to try to escape the lows, and I would always try to push away the suffering, push away the negativity, push away the badness, push away the sadness, push away all of the ugly feelings just to get to the positive feelings. And I think that's an important thing to share because we have this wild idea, or at least I had this wild idea, and I've worked with a lot of people that have had this idea too. And a lot of my programs are understanding and actually coming to celebrate the breakdowns, celebrate the low moments, celebrate the moments of hopelessness, and celebrate the moments of despair, celebrate the moments of confusion, to celebrate those moments because that's a part of life too. Because for a man, especially, we're told not to feel those emotions and not to really kind of go there. Women as well, same kind of methodology, same kind of conditioning, same subliminal messaging that we're taught as parents of like, oh, it's not okay, or you always got to be the good girl, you always got to be like this, you always got to be happy, or smile for mama, or smile for daddy, whatever the language was, whatever the case is. We all have that imprinting to some degree. And it's just interesting how we push that away. It's like I spent so much time trying to push that away. And what's interesting is that what we resist persists. What we push away always finds a way to come back into our life. And what we suppress, what we push down, always finds a way to express itself in our life. So the more that we push that stuff down, the more that we push that stuff away, the more that we push the suffering and, ooh, no, I don't want to feel it. Well, the more that that's just going to come out in other manifestations. I'm going to get mad at my partner. I'm going to be upset at this. I'm going to start to feel low energy. I'm going to start to develop disease and disharmony in the body. I'm going to start to develop gut issues and autoimmune things that are going to happen in my physical experience. I might experience more negative situations that happen and occur in my life. Like nothing is just causal. Nothing just happens. Everything is the effect of something. Everything has a cause in our life. And so I wanted to share that because one of the biggest things that we can do when we're suffering, when we're in the dumps, is celebrate that. Because every breakdown leads to the breakthrough. Every moment of confusion leads to the moment of clarity. If we're confused, if we don't know, that leads us to the moment of clarity of knowing. But if we can't even admit, or we can't even say, or we can't even step into that confusion, if we can't say that that's where we are, then we're going to be in that ignorance is bliss. We're going to be in the, oh no, but I know. And because I know, that I'm not willing to say that I don't know. And because I'm not willing to say that I don't know, I'm not willing to then on the other side have the clarity of knowing. And so one of the best things that you can do, honestly, like when you're down in the dumps, is celebrate that. Like celebrate the fact that you're in a breakdown. And share that with people. If you have a community, if you have a safe space, if you have friends, like share like what's going on for you in a celebratory way. And I know that it kind of feels backwards, right? It's like, why should I celebrate that I'm suffering right now? Why should I celebrate that my boyfriend just cheated on me? Why should I celebrate that my heart is breaking? Why should I celebrate that I just lost my job? Why should I celebrate these things? And we're so quick to always see the negative. But what's interesting is we can never see what's coming down the pipeline. We can't see what's going to happen 2 years from now, or 1 year from now, or even 6 months from now, maybe 10 years from now. We don't see, and we can't connect the dots of how being fired and let go from that job actually led us to meeting that person in the grocery store 6 months later, that we got to share a little bit about a business idea, and then we connected, and then we started a business that ended up going off and being a huge hit. I can't see that this person cheated on me that I thought was the one, broke my heart, shattered my world, but actually led me down the path 3 years later to meeting the person that I'd fall in love with, build a family with, have a home with, that was the one for me. we can't see the good things that are coming down the pipeline because we're so blind to the experience that's happening right now. So part of this as well is getting a meta perspective, zooming out on the whole scheme of life and understanding that this is just one small glimpse of what's happening in life, and that this thing, this breakdown that is so bad and so terrible, will actually lead you to a much better life, a much more beautiful and fulfilling and vivacious life down the road. And so that helps us kind of begin to shift and celebrate this. Like, whoa. And it's interesting to kind of like have that mindset switch, to have that awareness shift. Okay, let's celebrate these breakdowns. Like, look back in your life at the moments of all of your breakdowns, and what did they lead you to? What did they bring you to? Every single one of my breakdowns always led me to a deeper understanding, a deeper level of truth, a deeper level of clarity, a deeper level of love, a deeper level of joy in my own life. Every single breakdown. So part of it is reframing the breakdown and celebrating that, because we're so used to just seeing it as a bad thing. But it doesn't, just because of breakdown, just because of suffering, just because of heartbreak, just because we lose a job or something happens, doesn't necessarily mean that that's a bad thing. And it's an opportunity for us to just shift that narrative, to shift that pattern, to shift that way of seeing, to shift that way of being into something more beautiful, into something more profound, into something more amazing and beautiful and life-giving, because that typically tends to be the truth. Now, after those couple of mindset kind of like hacks or mindset shifts or mindset awarenesses, what can you actually do? So the first thing that I lead any of my clients through, and any people that I work with through, is the first is to accept what you're experiencing. Accept that right now a part of you is suffering. Accept that right now a part of you is in depression. Accept right now that a part of you is suffering greatly, or is sad, or is in grief, or is angry. Accept that that is going on for you, because it doesn't help to push that away. It doesn't help to deny it. The quicker that we can accept and give space to it, give life to it, of like, hey, this is going on for me, the more quickly we can move through it. Now, after acceptance comes expression. Whether it's the sadness, whether it's the anger, whether it's the resentment, if we can find a way to move that emotion in our body, to move the feeling through our body, to express that emotion, that helps us move through it quickly. If we can cry, like watch a sad movie and cry, right? Allow yourself, there's a lot of men in this world, and a lot of even women who've cut themselves off from their emotions that they experience. So if you can watch a sad show, if you're feeling sad and you can watch a movie that makes you cry, or a clip that makes you cry, then do that. If you can have something that makes you angry, maybe it's just like yelling into a pillow or beating your bed when you're really angry and you're really just like upset. It's like, move that energy in your body and allow it to actually go through you, and do whatever it takes to do that. So once you accept it, you allow yourself to feel it, you allow yourself to express it, and maybe it's just throwing yourself a pity party for 5 minutes. Like for the next 5 minutes, you're just gonna really throw yourself the biggest pity party you've ever been able to throw yourself in your life. And then afterwards, you move through it. You grab the lowest hanging fruit. Now, what I mean by the lowest hanging fruit is, imagine that this tree here was full of fruit, and I don't know how much of this tree you can see, but let's say that the action that we want to take and how we want to show up in life and the things that we want to do, they're all the way at the top of the tree. Now, I don't have enough energy to actually grab the fruit at the top of the tree, because I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling suffering, I'm feeling depression, I'm feeling the heaviness that my life is. But what I can grab is just this lowest hanging fruit that's here. Now, this lowest hanging fruit tends to be an action. It tends to be some sort of action that you can take that's super easy for you to just... What's that? You're putting the clover in there? Sure, you can put it in there. Oh, you're just gonna stick it on me? Thank you, mister. So you wanna grab the lowest hanging fruit, which is typically some sort of action that just makes you feel better.
I'm eating fruit.
Nice. Can I record this video first before you start sharing? I just want to be cautious of the microphone that's there. Okay. So the lowest hanging fruit is an action or something that you can do that makes you feel better right away. So maybe that's going for a walk, maybe that's going to the gym, maybe that's watching a funny video. It's not necessarily the big action that you want to take in your life, but it's something that begins to set you on the path of getting you kind of like back, which there is no back, but getting you more feeling like yourself. And once you do that lowest hanging fruit, whatever it is, just set aside one thing, just do one thing, right? If it's a walk for you, it's typically that's what it is for me. If I'm really in a like an angry or upset, or I'm just really suffering, like I go for a walk and usually I feel so much better, or things begin to move after the walk. Or I ask myself the question, what am I avoiding doing? Because typically for me at this space in my life, suffering really comes mostly through avoidance of the things that I'm avoiding doing. And usually it's an action, usually it's a step, usually it's something I'm putting off. And the more that I can take that action, the more that I can take that step. And the quicker I can do that, the more quickly I can move into actually reconnecting and feeling better about myself, feeling better about my situation, feeling better about the environment. So grab the lowest hanging fruit, ask yourself if it is the case that you're avoiding something, what is it that you're avoiding? And then do one step towards that thing that you're avoiding just to move that needle a little bit. And then lastly, I would say that if you try all of those things and you still feel like life is really heavy, like life is just massively heavy and you're suffering and you're just really in it, I would recommend calling a friend. Like call a friend that you can share what's going on with you. And if you don't have a friend, you can message me, shoot me a message on Instagram, or you can even just message me on Telegram at Joyfully Ethan, or I think my phone number will be down below. I'll link just a chat to my Telegram. Just shoot me a message. But it's really helpful to share what's going on for you and to express what's going on for you, and especially to be seen in community. Now, that's part of why I've created this new offer that I have, this new thing that I ended up creating. I ended up creating a program. It's a 30-day email sequence. And this is for somebody who feels disconnected, who's somebody who's stuck in suffering, somebody who doesn't recognize who they are anymore. They feel disconnected from themselves. They feel like life is just really heavy. They're tired of being the ones who are holding everything, not really taking care of yourself. You're not really looking after yourself and you're not sure what to do. You don't have clarity. You feel that disconnection. This is really for somebody who's in that space, and I call it breakthrough. And over 30 days, I send one email a day with a 10-minute practice. No, you cannot. No, it's plastic. We don't want that to burn because it creates fumes that end up messing with the planet's ozone layer. And also, I think it's just not the greatest. We can look into why that is because I'm not exactly sure, but we just don't want to burn plastic, okay? Okay, now I'm just going to finish this off, okay? Yeah, it's called Breakthrough. It's a 30-day deliverable kind of like, I don't want to call it, it's not a course, it's not a program, it's not a mindset hack. This is more like it's a deeply woven in somatic experience that really takes you from suffering to really connecting with yourself, to reconnecting with yourself, to getting clear on who you are, to getting clear on what you are, to really feeling that confidence, that energy, that clarity in your life once again. And I call it Breakthrough. Now, I'll drop a link below that you can kind of look into and you can kind of see and you can kind of read up on it to see if it's for you. This is for men and women. And I've really just taken everything that I've learned over the course of my life after working with hundreds of people, running programs, running groups, all that kind of stuff, and put it into a 30-day email deliverable. It's kind of like a smaller version of my 6-month program, Freedom 22. And I've honestly made it super affordable, so that shouldn't be a question for most people. If it is a question, just reach out and we can help you with that. But really, it's just the purpose is to just help you reconnect with yourself again, to help you reconnect with your joy, to reclaim who it is that you are, and to step into your life in a really beautiful way. So lastly, like I said, call a friend, talk to a friend. If you don't have the friend, either look at Breakthrough, joining Breakthrough, because you get access to me if you choose the little upgrade, the little bump there, and I can support you. I can help you on that journey too. So that's really what you want to do. And just ultimately, like the last thing that I'll share is like, this too shall pass, right? You're not going to be in this moment for the rest of your life, and it's not going to last forever. And that can give a little bit of like greatness and gratitude and just a little bit of release of pressure of like this moment, whatever your experience that you think isn't going to pass, like the world's ending and the world's never going to be the same and your life sucks and all that kind of stuff. It gets better. It's like, Lincoln, can I share the story of you yesterday? How when we were driving in the car, you were blowing up and you're like, life sucks. Life is just the worst. It's the worst thing ever. And then by the time that we got home and I put mango in your mouth, you were feeling so much better and life started to feel way better. And you no longer felt that way. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Do you remember that? He's in it playing with fire. But that was his experience. In the moment, life was just the worst. It was the worst thing ever. And in the back of my mind, I wanted to just share with them, but he wouldn't let me share. And that's okay. He just wanted space enough for me not to talk. But I wanted to share with them, Lincoln, in 30 minutes from now, just see how you feel. And then I want you to reflect on that experience, right? Because what we see is like, this too shall pass. This moment's going to pass for you. It's not going to be like this forever. And it will get better, and it will be better, and it will be amazing. And I'll leave you with this quote that's painted on one of my paintings in my house that we actually painted together, Lincoln and I. It's a quote by Emily Koo, who is a French psychologist, and it says that every day in every way, my life is getting better and better. And that is fundamentally true. Even when we don't think it's getting better, it is getting better. If we could just have an ounce of faith in the universe, an ounce of faith in God, an ounce of faith in what's happening for us, and understand that the world and the universe is a benevolent force that's always propelling us towards growth, expansion, and more love in our life. So this too shall pass. And I got Clover on me, which is fun. Cleaver, actually. This is Cleaver tag. It's a really fun game. It sticks to you. It sticks really good. Watch this. I'll throw it on Lincoln. Watch. Ready? You come here a little bit more. You got to be in the picture. Poof! And it just sticks to your shoulder. It just sticks to where you are. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now, yeah, you play tag. It's really fun to play tag like that, actually. Watch out, because that's hot. Yeah. It's really fun to play tag. But we'll leave you at that. I just be with what you're being with, and be with yourself in a really good way. And don't forget, usually in times of suffering, in times when we're really, really going through it, usually we're being really hard on ourselves. Usually we're being really mean to ourselves. Usually we're not being compassionate and kind. And so I just want to invite you to also be gentle. Like, it's okay, and it's gonna be okay. And be soft and be kind to yourself. Treat yourself like somebody you love. And a really good way to do that is, imagine if you had a friend going through what you're experiencing right now. What would you say to that friend? What would you do for that friend? And then do those things for yourself. And I'll leave you with that. So from my heart to yours, a lot of love. Lincoln, do you want to say goodbye? You put a pine cone in there? Disintegrate? You're going to watch it disintegrate in there? Okay. He's playing with the fire. See you guys.